What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video here today for Spec Esports, the Elite Series. Here today for round number 15 here under the lights at Marina Bay for the Singapore Grand Prix. Not gonna lie, coming to this, confidence levels were not high for the first time in a while. I'd done basically no practice as I'd actually been playing quite a lot of GT Sport in the past week, not gonna lie, and was definitely not the best prepared. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. I did get a little bit of running in before this race started, so hopefully we can we can still come away with a solid result. We've got a healthy lead in the driver's standings as well, so hopefully we can extend that again here today and get closer to wrapping this series up. But let's go get into qualifying for round 15 and let's see how we do. Let's go. Alright, welcome guys to the garage for qualifying of the Singapore Grand Prix. Looks like it's going to be a dry qualifying and dry race as well. So strategy, I think it's going to be mediums to hards for basically anyone that wants to win the race. Obviously, we might want to keep an eye out for the likes of Jumpalainen, knowing for doing absolutely weird ass strategies, but making them work and really not being that far behind us when everything is all said and done as well. So it's always good to have someone who does try something a little bit different and spice things up a little bit. I think if I remember correctly, we did something like that in AOR Germany, I think it was, and paid off handsomely for us at the end of the race. But at the start of the race it was very, very stressful. So we'll see how we go here today for qualifying. Aiming for a front row start, not going to lie, I didn't want to be in any kind of traffic. Our first lap puts us P2, team radio.
5 minutes until rainfall expected, 5 minutes until rain.
5 minutes until rain, according to Jeff. Now this is interesting because when I was looking at the weather before we went out at the start of the session, I didn't see any indication that it was supposed to rain. So this could be quite interesting here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go out straight away on the medium tyres to try and get a lap in before this rain, if it does show up. Yeah, this is kind of caught all of us by surprise a little bit here. I think I was actually the first one to get that radio message, but then about 20 seconds later, basically everybody else that I was in a party with was saying the exact same thing. So it's interesting. It didn't seem like there was any rain inbound, but it looks like there is, and yeah, it's going to hit very soon. And we're about to come around and start our lap, and we're playing some games with contrast here at the moment, which is probably not the smartest thing for either of us to be doing. We probably both need to get moving here before this rain comes. I wanted him to get going so I could back up a little bit, but he didn't want to borrow it. I think he wants to follow us, so in the end I just decided, nope, you know what, I'm going, and yeah, I'm going to lead around. And yeah, hopefully being in our slipstream and just following us around, hopefully that doesn't mean he ends up quicker than us. But anyway, but coming around to the end of our actual hot lap now on the mediums. The rain has held off for the moment, but it is coming. I think it is probably going to show up maybe within the next 2 minutes or so. So this is going to be interesting. Across the line now, where do we go? Provisionally on the front row into second position. And the rain did indeed come down about 2 minutes after we set that lap. But we cut on now to have a look at the finishing order. And we actually end up back down in P4 with Swaggy in the McLaren taking pole position. And our good mate Stuart McKenzie up in P2, also on the medium tyres. So it's nice to see old mate back up there on the front row. But for us it's going to be P4 alongside Plevs. Crucially starting on the soft tyres as well. So that'll be interesting. Bit of history between us two from the previous episode if you guys haven't seen that out. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, I definitely think. But anyway, strategy, medium to hards, fairly straightforward. No rain, looking at that weather forecast, but obviously it said that at the start of qualifying, and look what happened at the end, it rained. So basically I'm not going to trust that at all, and yeah, anything could happen, and it probably will. But away we go for the formation lap. So P4, pretty good starting position. Hopefully we might be able to snag Plevs off the line and at least dispose of one of these three front runners. Not going to lie, I thought the start of this race wasn't going to be very intense, particularly with Swaggy on pole position, as he is not the, well, to be blunt, he's not the cleanest driver. He seems to cause a lot of accidents, and yeah, so going to be interesting to see how we all go if we try and make moves on each other, and how this all goes. Very technical, tricky street circuit, easy to make mistakes. 13 runners here today, so let's go get into this Grand Prix, shall we? Alright, here we go. Awaiting 5 red lights for the Singapore Grand Prix, round 15 of the Elite Series, and away we go. Looks like the actual reaction time wasn't great, but the launch is good. Bullet Boy with a real good launch. We're trying to go up the inside of our teammate. No, that's wrong. He's not our teammate. Excuse me. Not in this one anyway. But through the first couple of corners, Bullet Boy on our outside now. We just clear the racing point, and we do. So we maintain P4. Again, my apologies. This is Race Spec. This isn't AR. Stuart McKenzie is not our teammate. So anyway, but so far so good. We maintain P4. Bullet Boy all over us at the moment. Willie look for a movie, shows the nose, doesn't quite get close enough to send it up the inside, but we've actually got a real good run on Plevs here. Are we going to think about a move? Yes, we are. We dive down the inside now, get it stopped for the corner, and he turns. There, he hit us. He's in the wall. Warning for a collision with Plevs. I think that's a joke. Yeah, I can say as well, that is in the stewards. He basically put it in the stewards as soon as the race finished, which I think is a bit, well, I don't know, we'll see what they say, but anyway. Getting on to lap 3, Stuart McKenzie trying to have a go at Swaggy to get the lead, basically run him out wide, and we followed suit, as, yeah, I kind of misjudged my braking there ever so slightly, and basically fell off the racetrack. Bullet Boy now right behind us as well. But on to lap 4, Stuart McKenzie tries to go up the inside. Swaggy is, well, there's no other word for it after watching Stuart's POV as well. He's basically just completely turned across him and spun him out. So, I don't know what this guy's problem is with basically nearly everybody that he races, but he really needs to calm down sometimes. But anyway, we get the move done, and he tries to dive back up the inside again. Now he's going side by side with Bullet Boy, it looks like. Bullet Boy going to try and make the move around the outside, so close to going in the wall there, it looked like. You could just see it in the left-hand mirror. Swaggy maintains P2 for now, though. But cutting on to lap 7, Bullet Boy was able to make the move, get himself up into P2. And he's now up behind us. So at the moment, current running order, ourselves, Bullet Boy and Swaggy. That is your top 3. Then I think it's actually High Contrast in P4. Don't quote me on that, though. Excuse me. But Juan retires, or retires in the pits, sorry, English is terrible today. But yeah, McLaren driver retires in the pits, and it was High Contrast in P4. Swaggy pitted a lap early on lap 10. Now, there's something I need to mention, and you're going to see it in a moment, but we actually have front wing damage, and somehow it actually come from that contact with Plevs. We ended up with a lime green wing, so as I was coming around to come in this lap, I was actually deliberately touching a few walls, trying to knock enough of the front wing off so the team would replace it, because it does seem to be a common theme that if it's only light green or something, they won't touch it. But the you notice the loss of downforce straight away, and it is absolutely shocking. But re-emerging back on the track now, there goes Stuart McKenzie in the Red Bull, effectively P2. We re-emerge effective P3 with High Contrast behind us. So I don't know what happened to Swaggy. Maybe spun off, maybe he retired. With all due respect, it wouldn't really be a surprise, but anyway, getting on to lap 14, we've just started to catch up to Stuart, and he's lost the back of the car. He's in the wall, and basically just lets us go there, and it's really unfortunate for him because he was on track for a really good result despite being spun out on lap 4. So unfortunate for the Red Bull driver there, so he'll have to come in for a new nose, and probably go into a set of mediums would be my guess. Basically just go hell for leather to the end, and yeah, basically just hope and pray that he can get the tyres to the end and at least come away with something. But anyway, coming on to lap 15, Spilly retires from the session. Time for a team radio.
They're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 39.8. You're down 8/10 a lap. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
Alright, so kind of some good and some bad news coming out of that team radio. Bullet Boy does have 6 seconds worth of penalties while we have none. But the problem is he's nearly 7.5 seconds up the road and we're about a second a lap slower. So we need to kind of get the hammer down and get a wriggle on, which is exactly what I did. And we're slowly closing the gap to the racing point at the moment, as Yuan has left the session. I think he retired in the pits on lap 10 or something by memory. But we're gaining on him slowly. Team radio.
They're on old hards. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:41.0. You're gaining by 3/10 a lap. Good work. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
Alright, so still 6 seconds worth of penalty, so he has refrained from picking himself up anymore. We are gaining on the racing point driver at the moment, so this could come down to the wire in terms of penalties. Getting on to lap 22, you can see him on the mini-map, he's not that far up the road as we come to lap our teammate El Tonki now in the Alfa Romeo. There we go. And that's a bit weird, not going to lie, with the cars when they actually do ghost, because a lot of people now don't actually tend to get out of the way like they used to, which on some level it's good and on some other level it's annoying because, you know, you still got the ghost car in the middle of your screen. But getting on to lap 25, and there you can see how much we have gained on the racing point driver, because for the first time in about 14 laps he's in our line of sight. We have caught sight of the leader and we are really gaining on him. I think at this point he may actually have some front wing damage from memory. I watched the stream back straight away after the race and I think he actually knocked an end plate off around somewhere in the final sector, so we are definitely gaining on him at the moment, piling on the pressure. But speaking of piling on the pressure, we've made a little mistake there, big loss of the back end, and that has cost us quite a bit of time. We're cutting on to lap 27 now, and we are within DRS of the racing point driver, so this is going to be the battle for the lead. I wanted to save a bit of fuel and a bit of ERS here, not going to lie. He defends right to the inside and actually lets us go.
Brilliant.
Which I was not expecting, not going to lie. I was expecting him to put up a fight there, to be honest. I was prepared to really throw down there to try and get this win, but he decided to basically let us go. Might have decided it just wasn't worth it with the front wing damage. That's a warning for exceeding track limits. That's our second one of the day, so that's not quite... that's not going to help us if we get another one, but hopefully we can refrain from that. But anyway, getting back to the conversation with Bullet Boy, I think what he's actually done is, because John Polainen is actually coming at both of us at a rapid rate of knots at the moment, I think he's actually decided that he knows he's not going to win the race, so he just wanted to try and come away with second place. As you can see, we've completely gapped him, but there is John Polainen and the Haas on the mini-map, and look how quickly he is closing on the racing point. He's coming at him at a rapid rate of knots, so on some level I'm actually glad Bullet Boy didn't try and fight us for this lead, because then that could have put us under fire from John Polainen as well. We don't have any penalties at this point in time as well, I don't think, as it looks like we're coming up to lap Pete in the Mercedes as well. He's had a fairly disastrous race, I think. I think he was actually down in 11th or something after qualifying, because he got caught out by the rain as well. And I think he was basically just cruising around trying to get fastest lap as well. I can't remember whether he succeeded in attempting to do that or not, but anyway, it doesn't affect us. We're only effectively half the track away from coming around to score another win and extending our lead in the championship. Obviously, stewards' inquiries could come into it. We're still waiting on the decision from Plev's inquiry from Italy, and now one he's put in from that incident at the start of the race with us. Personally, I believe neither of those are my fault, but yeah, you can let me know in the comment section down below who's at fault for that incident, if anyone, or is it just a racing incident. But anyway, let's get back to the action. Round the final corner, and there's another win in the Elite Series. Grazie ragazzi, get in there. Alright, there we go guys, that has been Race Spec Esports, the Elite Series, here today for the Singapore Grand Prix, round number 15. What a race there at the end, just trying to hunt down Bullet Boy, going hell for leather. I think he actually got some damage as well, and yeah, that obviously helped us a lot, but there we go, another win, and we're edging closer to another championship. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe so you can stay tuned for plenty more. And until my next video, I'll see you guys next time.